Welcome to Mastering Life's Adventures, an educational podcast about tapping into your true self, the soul, the substance of your life, to discover what life's ups and downs are really about, and how to have a greater sense of purpose, peace, joy, and fulfillment. I am Dr. Judith Holder, your host, coach, psychologist, fellow seeker who enjoys diving into the connections between spirituality, psychology, wellness, and your everyday life's adventures. All preparing and polishing you like the facets of a magnificent diamond to be your best self. If you're craving more from your life, you are in the right place. Come, let's journey together and transforming what you know into who you really are. Mastering Life's Adventures begins now.
A person can be faithful to you and still fail a test they never knew they were taking. After heartbreak, many women begin looking for proof. Will this person stay? Will they call when they say they will? Will they notice when I'm hurting? Will they choose me without me having to ask? But here is the deeper danger. When we repeatedly test human love, we may also begin testing God. We quietly wonder, if I am truly loved, why was I allowed to be hurt? Then we guard the doorway so carefully that human love struggles to enter and divine love becomes harder to feel. The heart is protected, but the soul is no longer receiving what is needed to heal and grow. Hi, I'm back with another key to soul progress. Protection can remain active long after the original danger has passed. When your heart has been broken, caution can be wise. You should pay attention to consistency, honesty, faithfulness, emotional responsibility, and the way someone treats you during disagreements. Spiritual maturity does not require you to ignore warning signs or repeatedly expose yourself to harmful behavior. But caution and guardedness are not the same. In my podcast, I try to make these distinctions because emotional and spiritual experiences can become fuzzy when we do not name them clearly. Caution observes what is happening. Guardedness assumes that what happened before may be about to happen again. Caution gives trust gradually. Guardedness may require a person to prove their love repeatedly, even after they have demonstrated care. You may still be affectionate, dependable, and committed while part of you remains on watch. You may be checking whether the person is truly faithful, whether they fulfill the responsibilities you associate with love, and whether they will keep choosing you after the excitement settles. These concerns are understandable. The difficulty begins when every interaction becomes evidence for or against the relationship. Love then feels less like a shared experience and more like an ongoing examination. The soul cannot grow freely when the heart is always holding court. Imagine that your relationship has quietly become a courtroom. Your present partner is standing before you, but some of the charges were created by people from your past. Someone else lied, so this person must repeatedly prove honesty. Someone else withdrew affection, so this person must constantly prove desire. Someone else was unfaithful, so an ordinary distraction may be interpreted as emotional abandonment. The guarded heart becomes the judge. Wounded memory becomes the prosecutor. and the current partner may not know that a case is being presented. A missed call is entered into evidence. A moment of inattentiveness becomes another exhibit. One poorly handled disagreement may be treated as proof that everyone eventually disappoints you. Real patterns still matter. If someone is repeatedly dishonest, unreliable, dismissive, or emotionally absent, pay attention. The question is whether you are evaluating that person's actual behavior or asking them to answer for wounds they did not create. The soul needs truth. It cannot progress through denial, but it also cannot progress through constant suspicion. Discernment sees what is present. Fear predicts by placing an earlier wound over the current relationship. Ask yourself, am I responding to what is happening now, or what this moment reminds me of? That question does not ask you to mistrust yourself. It asks you to separate present information from past pain. By midlife, most women are not entering love with an empty history. You may carry memories of divorce, betrayal, emotional neglect, repeated disappointment, or years of being the emotionally responsible person. You may also carry less visible experiences. Perhaps you always had to initiate difficult conversations. Perhaps affection disappeared whenever conflict arose. Or perhaps a partner was physically present but emotionally unavailable. Or your needs were welcomed only when they were convenient. Those experiences teach the personality what to watch for and what to avoid. The problem is that a lesson learned in one relationship can become a rule applied to every relationship. One former partner's secrecy can make normal privacy feel suspicious. One person's inconsistency can make a current partner's single mistake feel like the beginning of a familiar pattern. Years of overfunctioning can make receiving help uncomfortable even when the help is sincere. This is how the past enters the present without announcing itself. It appears in what you notice, what you assume, what you test, what you withhold. In midlife, there may also be urgency. You may think, I do not have time to make another mistake. I should know better by now. I cannot lose more years. That urgency can strengthen discernment, but it can also make uncertainty feel intolerable. A new partner may then be carrying the weight of an unspoken demand. Prove that I have not misguided love again. Protective roles can repeat as well. You may become the caretaker, the peacemaker, the overfunctioner, the one who waits, or the one who remains prepared to leave. The partner changes, but your position stays the same. The spiritual issue is not that you have a past. The soul expects us to learn from experience. The issue is whether experience becomes wisdom or a fixed identity. Wisdom says, I acknowledge this pattern sooner now. A womb identity says, this is what always happens to me. Wisdom allows new evidence. A wounded identity uses new events to confirm an old conclusion. Past relationships should inform your discernment, but they should not be allowed to write your entire future. And so as we talk about wisdom from ancient teachings and how they tie into the soul and tie into life experiences in the now, think about this. Spiritual teachings describe the heart as a place of the threefold flame, the divine spark of power, wisdom, and love. And these qualities are meant to work in balance. After heartbreak, power can become over control. We try to control how much we reveal, how close another person comes, and when we might be disappointed. Wisdom can become over-analysis. Instead of helping us see clearly, the mind reviews every word, detail, change in tone, searching for hidden meaning. Love can become conditional. You may continue caring, but release warmth only after you feel sufficiently reassured. Power, wisdom, and love are still present, but fear has distorted their expression. Soul progress involves restoring balance. Divine power becomes the strength to speak honestly and maintain a healthy boundary. Divine wisdom distinguishes a genuine behavioral pattern from an activated memory. Divine love keeps the heart receptive without asking us to become naive. Love without wisdom may tolerate what should not be tolerated. Wisdom without love can become cold judgment. Power without love and wisdom can become control. A balanced heart can say, I care about you and I am paying attention. I will not ignore unhealthy behavior, but I will not accuse you of what has not occurred. Wisdom teachings also holds that karmic and energetic patterns are not fixed. They can be changed and transmuted. And relationship patterns is therefore not a life sentence. The fact that you have repeatedly withdrawn, overfunctioned, tested love, or chosen emotional distance does not mean you must continue. The goal is not to condemn the pattern. It is to become conscious enough to stop feeding it. Heartbreak does not only affect our confidence in people, it can quietly affect our confidence in life, our higher presence, our God source, the Christic energy that exists within us. We become uncertain and we're testing it. It's like the dandelion, you love me not. You would pull the petals from the dandelion, you love me not, you love me not. And you see which one ends. Well, no, that's moving into more of trying to figure it out from a lower level of awareness. Let me give you an example. A woman may continue praying while carrying an unspoken grievance with God. Heartbreak does not only affect our confidence in people, it can quietly affect our confidence in life, our higher presence, our God source, our Christic energy within us. She may believe in divine love while wondering why that love did not protect her relationship. Underneath her faith may be questions such as, where was God when this happened? Why did I feel guided towards someone who later disappointed me? And if I am loved by God, why do I keep experiencing loss? These questions do not make you spiritually weak. They reveal where the soul needs an honest conversation with the divine. The connection itself has not been destroyed. The I am present has not left us. It may have just withdrawn. The Christ within us may not disappear, but because of pain, disappointment, hurt, it may constrict our receptivity to that inner divine presence. The threefold flame teachings places the divine connection within the heart, not in the success or failure of an external relationship. Another person can reflect love, but they are not its source. And when we confuse the human channel with the divine source, another person's failure can feel like evidence that God has failed us. And the soul must restore the right order. The relationship matters, but it does not determine our divine identity, our spiritual belonging. Take Angie. She's 45. She is thoughtful, relational, and highly aware of other people's needs. But when Angie is hurt, she becomes less direct. Her partner may ask, "Are you okay?" And she will say, "I'm fine," while hoping he recognizes that she is not. And if she wants more time together, she waits to see whether he initiates rather than saying, "I miss you, I'd like to spend more time with you," which she needs to do. If she feels overlooked, she becomes quieter and watches to see whether he notices. Angie believes she is learning whether he truly understands her. And in reality, she is giving him a test without giving him the questions. In an earlier relationship, Angie heard promises that were not supported by action. And whenever she expressed concern, she was reassured temporarily, and then the same behavior returned. Now she wants evidence of faithfulness, responsibility, consistency, and genuine love. Those are reasonable desires. The difficulty is that Angie is no longer only observing behavior. She is creating situations in which her partner must prove that he can see through her silence, see through her tests. One evening, he does not call at the usual time, and he had told her the day would be demanding, but she still feels forgotten. And when he calls the next morning and apologizes, Angie says, "It's okay." But she's disappointed. She protects that disappointment because revealing it would show how much she cares. She protects her self-esteem. And if she asks for greater consideration and he does not respond, the rejection will feel direct. She becomes courteous, but emotionally unavailable. Her partner senses the change and asks whether something is wrong. And Angie says she's tired. And he respects her answer and gives her room. Angie interprets that space as a lack of concern. She thinks, if he truly loved me, he would keep on asking. A healthy person may believe you when you ask for space. This is one of the painful surprises of guarded love. An emotionally respectful person may stop at what appears to be a boundary, while the wounded heart expects them to break through what is actually a wall. For Angie, the sole lesson is truthfulness. Her growth depends on bringing her inner and outer communication into greater alignment. And while we say we are protecting our hearts, we are often protecting several things. We are protecting our fear of being hurt, our self-esteem from rejection, ourselves from feeling foolish for having trusted. We are also protecting the hope that we still want love, because admitting that hope makes us vulnerable. We are even protecting our disappointment. It allows us to say, I knew this would happen, instead of risking the uncertainty of allowing something different to develop. Disappointment can become familiar. It supports the belief that we already know how love ends. This is where guardedness can slow soul growth. The soul is not trying to eliminate every possibility of pain. It is developing the quality that allows us to move through pain without being governed by it. The soul needs courage to tell the truth, wisdom to recognize character accurately, receptivity to receive love rather than only evaluate it, and humility to admit that another person cannot read every unspoken need. It also needs faith, not blind faith, in another human being, but faith that we can remain connected to our higher presence, our I am presence, our Christ self, when a human relationship disappoints us. The personality wants guarantees. The soul seeks alignment. The personality says, I will open only when I know I cannot be hurt. The soul understands that such a certainty does not exist. Let's talk about Denise, who's 54. She's capable, organized, accustomed to being the person others depend on her. And when Denise is overwhelmed, she becomes productive. And when she is frightened, she makes a plan. And when she is disappointed, she waits until she can explain it calmly. And she rarely allows anyone to see the first unorganized moment of emotion. Her partner sees something strong. He does not see her sitting in the car because she needs time to regain her composure. One evening, he says, I want to support you, but I never know when you need me. And Denise initially thinks he should pay closer attention. Later, she considers another possibility. Perhaps he is saying, I do not know where you will allow me to reach you, to connect with you. And Denise realizes that she has also been testing love. Will he offer help before I ask? Will he notice that I am exhausted? Will he understand that my competency does not mean I'm unaffected? She protects her self-esteem by avoiding direct requests. And if she does not ask, she cannot be directly refused. But the same strategy prevents her from directly receiving. The soul needs the circulation of giving and receiving. Many women are comfortable with giving because it feels loving and strong. Receiving can feel exposing something because it requires us to admit that we cannot meet every need alone. Spiritual progress is not demonstrated only by how much we can carry. Sometimes it is revealed by our willingness to let trustworthy people help us carry it. And for Denise, the soul quality being developed is receptivity. Receiving does not make her dependent. It allows her to remain whole while participating honestly in mutual love. A boundary and a wall may both limit access, but they have different spiritual purposes. A boundary protects truth, dignity, and right relationship. It says, I care about this relationship, but I will not participate in contempt. It says, I need consistency before I deepen my trust. It says, I will communicate, but I will not abandon myself to keep someone close. A boundary gives information. It tells another person what is needed for the relationship to remain respectful. A wall withholds information. It says, I will not tell you what I need because you may disappoint me. It says, I will withdraw before you have the opportunity to reject me. It says, I will make myself difficult to reach and then use your inability to reach me as evidence that you do not care. A boundary serves the soul because it aligns power, wisdom, and love. Power protects dignity. Wisdom evaluates behavior. Love remains open to truth and repair. A wall separates those qualities. Power becomes control. Wisdom becomes suspicion. Love is withheld until the other person supplies enough reassurance. Proverbs teaches us to guard the heart because the heart influences the direction of life. But guarding the heart does not mean sealing it. Wise protection guards against deception, bitterness, destructive attachments, and abandoning oneself. It does not close the heart to all love. Ask what your protection is serving. Is it serving truth and dignity? Is it helping you recognize what is healthy? Or is it serving fear by ensuring that no one gets close enough to disappoint you? A healthy boundary has a gate. It responds to the character and behavior of the person standing before you. A wall treats every person as though they carry the intention of the one who hurt you before. After heartbreak, we may also place the higher presence, the I am presence, the Creator, on trial. We may pray, if this person is meant for me, make them stay. We may believe, if God truly loves me, this relationship should work. We may think, if I have lived faithfully, I should not experience this disappointment. These prayers come from pain, but they can make one human outcome the test of divine love. God's faithfulness is not always demonstrated by preserving a relationship. Sometimes guidance reveals what we were unwilling to see. Sometimes spiritual protection gives us strength to leave what continually diminishes us. Sometimes another person exercises free will in a way we cannot control. The soul may be asking to stop treating another person's presence as the primary evidence of worth. Human love is sacred, but no human being can become the complete source of our security. When we make another person responsible for proving that God loves us, every rational disappointment threatens our spiritual foundation. God's source is the origin of our worth. It is the God source, the I am presence, a higher self, the Creator. That is the origin of our worth. The Christ within is the internal compass. The higher presence remains connected to us whether another person stays or leaves. A relationship can affect divine love, but it cannot create our divine identity. And if we disconnect from that through heartbreak, then we made the disconnection. And we can make a conscious choice to reconnect to our source, the divinity that exists within us, our soul, the substance of our life. This week, notice one place where you may be testing love instead of communicating truth. Ask, what am I waiting for this person to prove? Are you waiting for them to call first? Notice your withdrawal? Pursue you after you become distant? Or remember something you said did not matter? Then ask, what am I protecting? Is it fear, self-esteem, disappointment, or the hope you are afraid to reveal? Before you test, tell one clear truth. You might say, when I did not hear from you, an old fear was activated, and I began telling myself I was becoming less important. You may say, I realized I withdrew because I wanted you to notice I was hurt. These are ways you can test yourself or say one point of truth. You can make up your own statement, but here's another one. Consistency matters to me. I do not expect perfection, but I need your words and actions to generally match. Then observe the response. Does the person listen? Dismiss your experience? Use your vulnerability against you? Or make an honest effort? Truth gives you usable information. Hidden tests usually creates confusion. The sole invitation is courageous receptivity, remaining discerning while allowing love, truth, correction, and divine comfort to reach you. An earlier heartbreak may explain your protection, but it does not have to govern your future. Your heart may have been broken, but your worth and your tie to your God source, your I am presence, your creator, to Jesus, were not broken unless you made that choice by hardening your heart. But even then, you can soften it and be reconnected. Your soul can recognize an old relationship template. Stop feeding it. Restore the balance of power, wisdom, and love, and follow the guidance of the Christ within. Sometimes the wall protecting you from heartbreak also prevents your soul from receiving what it needs to grow. Something to think about. Bye for now. And you can find my podcast wherever you listen, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or on my YouTube channel at Dr. Judith MLA, or on my website at drjudithmla.com.
Thank you for joining me for this episode on Mastering Life's Adventures, being your best self through soul evolution. If you have enjoyed what you've heard today, I would be delighted if you would share this episode with others, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe to my Mastering Life's Adventures podcast. Look forward to your joining the next episode. Please leave any comments or suggestions you might have below. Bye for now.